So, hello students, welcome to Accounts Made Easy. In today's class, we'll be talking about the first chapter, that is your share capital. And today's video will be a very short video where you will be getting insight into what exactly shares are, what share capital are, so that you can understand into why a company issues shares, what is the purpose behind it. So, let's start. See, first let's start with what do you mean by share capital? So when we talk about the word share capital, understand this that a company has to raise funds so that a company can function. Without funds, without money, a company cannot operate. So a company has various means through which a company can raise funds, can raise capital for itself. So one of the methods that a company has is of share capital. So what do we mean by share capital? So it is basically a capital, or you can simple language, you can also say money, which is raised by a company. And how do a company do that? A company do that by issuing share capital, by issue of share capital. So normally when we talk about the companies issuing share capital, we need to understand that what are the types of share capital that a company has. So when we talk about what are the types of share capital, first that we have is authorized capital. Second that we have, first we have is authorized, second we have is issued, and third that we have is subscribed share capital. Now, what do we mean by authorized share capital? See, authorized share capital is basically the maximum amount or the maximum capital a company is authorized to issue in its lifetime. This authorized share capital amount is normally mentioned in the MOA, which is the Memorandum of Association. So this is a document that a company makes, which is known as Memorandum of Association. And this is the document in which the authorized share capital amount is mentioned. Now, you may ask that, ma'am, is it possible that company, अगर company ने अपने memorandum पे लिखा है कि in their entire lifetime they'll be raising just let's say 20 crore? No. उससे ज़्यादा वो कर सकती है, but for that they need to make changes. There's a clause in memorandum, capital clause, which is something totally different, not a part of your share capital. But yes, the company can do that. A company can raise more capital as well, apart from the one that is mentioned in the authorized share capital. Another that we have is second that we have is issued share capital. Now, what is issued share capital? Part of authorized capital which the company offers to the public for subscriptions. Issued is basically a part of authorized capital. Now, let's say for reference, let's understand this with this simple example that if a company has an authorized capital of, let's say, 50 crores, 50 crore, let's say, okay, out of 50 crore, if a company is issuing 5 crore rupees by through public. So that is known as issued capital. So a part of authorized capital which a company is offering to the public for subscription, that is what is issued capital is. And the third kind of capital that we have is subscribed capital. Now, what do you mean by subscribed capital? If a company has issued 5 crore rupees to the public through which it is planning to raise funds, it is planning to raise money or capital, so there are two options. या तो ये सारा का सारा company will subscribe, right? This entire capital the company will subscribe, the entire share the capital company will public will subscribe, or it might be possible that out of this 5 crore rupees that the company has issued, public just subscribes to let's say 2 crore rupees and the remaining 3 crores company subscribe nahi karti hai. So in that case, we say that the subscribed capital of the company is 2 crore rupees. Okay. Like to make you further understand it, normally shares होते क्या है जब आप बोलते हैं that Tata is, let's say Tata Steel is issuing its shares to the public and you want to invest in those shares. So that is all a part of the company Tata Steel that is doing to raise the shares or raise to public, not the shares, raise the money through public. That is what your share capital is all about. Okay. Now, moving further, when we say subscribed share capital, now subscribed share capital can be of three types. जैसे मैंने अभी बोला था, that if the company has issued 5 crore to the public, there is a possibility that the public can subscribe to the entire 5 crore, or the public can subscribe to 2 crore or 3 crore or 1, whatever. So supposingly, if in taking the same example, अगर हमने 5 करोड़ कंपनी को ऑफर किया the public को, and the public is subscribing 5 crore. So that means the shares are fully subscribed. जितना offer किया उतना subscribe कर लिया. So हम ये बोलते हैं that the shares are fully subscribed. Undersubscribed is when we have offered more to the public, लेकिन public ने कम shares लिए हमारी company के, कम subscribe किया, so that is known as undersubscription. Like for example, if I have offered 5 crore to the public और public ने सिर्फ 1 crore rupees subscribe किए, so that is an undersubscription. Clear? And next that we have is oversubscription. Oversubscription के case में क्या होता है? The money that I have offered to the public or the shares that I'm offering to the public उससे ज़्यादा का subscription लेती है. Like for example, if I'm offering 5 crore rupees, I receive subscription for 6 crore rupees, तो हम बोलते हैं oversubscription. Now this question that can come to your mind कि oversubscription क्यों होगा? Oversubscription normally उन cases, उन companies के cases में होता है which have a very good brand image, good financial condition and goodwill in the market. पब्लिक को होता है कि ओके फाइन, अगर ये कंपनी अपने शेयर्स इशू कर रही है तो हम ले ले, सो दैट हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट अच्छा हो जाएगा, बिकॉज दिस कंपनी, पर्टिकुलर कंपनी विल श्योर गिव यू गुड रिटर्न. उस केस में होता है ओवर सब्सक्रिप्शन. क्लियर? एवरी kind of question that you will find in this chapter, जो हम आगे भी करेंगे, will either be about fully subscribed or will either be about under subscription, over subscription. We do not have questions related to under subscription as a part of the syllabus for CBSE. Okay. Just to give you a little bit of more information, that when we say कि company पैसा raise कर रही है, so how does a company raise money by shares? So company basically they call for money, they demand for money. ठीक है? तो जब company first time money demand करती है, that is known as application money. जब आप पहली बार company जब public में share issue करती है and it invites the public to apply for those shares, so that is known as your application money. When company receives the application money, उसके बाद जितना पैसे, जितने शेयर कंपनी के पास एप्लीकेशन में आए हैं, when company allots it, we call it allotment money. उसके बाद होता है first call, when the company calls for the money for the first time, and then you have second and final call. Okay, so this is basically the procedure of how this whole chapter will flow through. The question that you will find in this chapter will be a part of where the company will either ask for allotment money, first call or second call, or there would be questions where somebody, a shareholder might have paid the allotment money but failed to pay the first call and the second and final call. So moving further, the next class that we will have, we will start with the numericals. We'll start with the general entries of the share capital chapter. This particular chapter, this particular class was just to give you a very brief insight into what shares are, what share capital are, company, why does a company issue a share capital, and all those things. I hope that a basic understanding, you got a basic understanding of this chapter. Now we'll meet again in another class to discuss about the journal entries. Okay, thank you.